Hello my beautiful friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Deja, and if you are not new here, welcome back. For today's video, we will be doing a lot of little bookish things today, and I am ready to just jump right into this video, get everything I need to done. I'm in the middle of two books right now that, well, I'm actually currently reading four books I think. And two of them I really need to finish today because I will be hopping back into a series. So the first one is Madness and the second one is Keeping 13. Two completely different types of books, but I need to knock those out today. I think I'm like 80% in both books, so we're gonna try to knock those down. So we're gonna have our little reading blog moments, and then I have my reading journal that I need to update, and we'll go over my August wrap up, and I think that's it. I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna hop right into the reading section of this video and get these books done, because I was reading some of Keeping 13 right before I got up to start filming. I'm glad I filmed that off camera, because the way I was sobbing unwell, like who exactly titled this as a romance book? Because literally I'm sobbing, like I'm like sick, crying, screaming, throwing up, like I cannot. That was rough. So I'm just ready to wrap this book up. It's really hard to get through it. I'm glad I got pushed through it, because with Binding 13 I was like, I don't think I'm gonna really feel this. Then I saw what the story was about and I'm like, okay, this is sad. And then Keeping 13, that's it. I've just been bawling and sobbing, crying this morning, so I had to get myself together. I made myself my iced coffee. Don't mind my kid's straw, I can't find my straw. So I made my iced coffee, and that's it. We're gonna finish. I think I'm gonna hop into Madness so that I can get that done, because I was reading Madness last night, and the point we're at, so much happened. They're finding out about who's who to who, and my jaw was on the floor. I had to tell myself this. Literally, I stopped in the middle of a chapter, because I'm like, if I don't just make myself stop now, I'm gonna be up all night reading this to finish it. So I left off at a big reveal part, so we need to hop back into that, wrap that book up, and then finish getting my heart ripped out with Keeping 13. Hopefully it ends a happier note, and then we'll be going in with the rest of our day. So let's hop into our reading portion. Grab your drinks, grab your snacks, grab a book, I don't know, do the dang thing, and let's read some more. All right. I'm unwell. Why are these books coming for my sanity? What? This is not okay. This is not okay, people. Chantel, Miss Chantel, what are you doing to my heart? I need some music. Okay, I got my headphones. We're gonna put some music on because I'm stressed out and the silence is killing me. All right, let's listen to. I'm gonna the freaking video Hayden made for the freaking plot twist. What is happening? Hudson? Y'all, I am unwell. I just finished Madness, and I just had to come up on here and give you guys an update. I just finished it. I was trying to like film and then do like my reactions as I was filming, but I ended up just doing that on Discord. Guys, I literally flooded the Discord like my reaction. I'm like, Adam? No, Adam. And then I'm like, Adam? And then there's just so much. There's just so much. If you have read this series and read Madness, you know what I'm talking about. Like, this is just unhinged madness. Like, the title fits the book so perfectly because I literally don't have another word to describe it. Like, it's just madness. There's so much going on. There's so much unfolding. There's so much, even from like all the other books, I feel like it's still unfolding and you're just like, what the fuck, when does it end? And it's just like never. Miss Chantal, thank you. Death every day, every release, it's just more death. So what do I rate it? I don't freaking know. Like, that's not even like a 5-star. It's 800 pages. Like, how could it not be good? And it's Chantal Tessier. But like, how can we not give it 5 stars? So I think that that's what we're doing. It's gonna be a 5-star because what the, it's just madness. I literally can't stop saying it's madness, and I feel like I'm being corny because the book is called Madness, but like, I'm being so serious. It's madness. Like, there's just too much to, just too much. So with that being said, after I cried, laughed, gasped, anxious, felt horrible, died inside, felt sad, got happy again, after I went through all those emotions, I'm gonna go back and torture myself now and finish the Boys of Tommen series. Well, not finish the series, but finish book 2, Keeping 13, and finish that. I don't think I'm gonna do updates because my kids are home from school now, my husband's coming home soon, so I'm gonna be like reading as I do stuff. Hopefully I finish tonight. I have a feeling I'm not gonna finish tonight, so I'll probably just like pick back up tomorrow morning and then finish for sure tomorrow morning, because this book is another emotional roller coaster, and right now I'm like, yeah, whoop her ass. You know, we're watching Johnny on TV, and you know, things are good, and then this one shows up and I'm just like, yeah, whoop her ass, Shannon. So I don't know, we'll see how that scene plays out, but right now the story is very painful, very sad, and I'm just happy that we're like past that and like finding some happy moments, and then I'm ready for Johnny to come back so everyone can just be happy and live happily ever after. So I'm gonna try to finish today, give you guys an update. If not, I will finish it tomorrow and then give you guys my final thoughts so we can wrap up this video. But as for today, I'm just unwell all day today. Like, today was a rough day for me with these 2 books, so I need some recovery time tonight. So we'll update you guys whenever I finish this book, or if I have any like major updates. But again, I'm like already not like 80-something% in, so I'm just gonna try to finish it and then give you guys my last thoughts on it. So I will see you guys with my update later. Okay, I'm back for my last update of my reading vlog here. I finished Keeping 13. Thankfully, there was no more sad stuff that happened, and it was literally just wrapping up the book and what their future is gonna be like. So I definitely gotta rate this one. I think like a 4.5. I don't know. This one might be a 5. I might have 2 5-star reads in one vlog. Like, what? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So I think I'm gonna give this 5-star because I had all the feels. I laughed, I was giddy, I was like, ee, so cute, and then I cried, sobbed my eyeballs out. And I think stuff like that is like 5-star worthy, like, right? That's what makes it a 5-star. So yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna give this a 5-star. I really love the book. I'm so not ready for Joey's book because what the fuck, he went through mad shit, and now it's like to go through this again. And then when he goes to like get help and stuff, it's like I don't even want to know the pain and like self trauma healing he had to go through. The guilt and all the things. So I'm not prepared for that. I'm gonna take a break. I don't know when I would pick that one back up. I might vlog that as well, but whew, I'm not ready. I need a break to like, I need some happy books right now. So that's it. This was our reading vlog of me finishing Madness and Keeping 13, and they were both 5 stars. So this was a really good vlog, and now we can go into our August wrap up, not my TBR, my wrap up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this section of the reading vlog, and yeah, this was an emotional day for me, and I need to bake some cookies tonight. I'm about to go downstairs and make some dinner and hang out with my children now. So let's wrap this up. Okay, so we are now going to go over my August TBR that I am mentally stable again after those books. So I am going to be giving some stats. I'm trying to do this a little different. I got this idea from Sarah. So let's see, I read 19 books in August, and 11 of them were romance. One of them was like a suspense romance that I low-key thought was a thriller. I had it in the thriller section, and then I'm like, wait, I'm pretty sure this is actually a suspense romance. So romance nonetheless. So that was 11. I read 4 fantasy books, 3 thrillers, and 1 sci-fi book this month. So we are going to go over all the books that I read and what I rated them. So we started off the month strong. I started with Powerless by Lauren Roberts. You guys, I feel like it took me a minute to hop on this bandwagon. I actually started it before, and I was made it to chapter 3, and I was like starting to annotate it. I wrote like, oh, you can't even see because the light, but I had did like a couple little things here. And I don't know, I just didn't get into it at the time, and then we decided to buddy read this, and I believe it was me and Karina. We decided to buddy read this and loved it. Gave it 5 stars. Like, I love this. I was like, wow, I can see what the hype is about. I'm like itching to read Reckless now, which we are reading in this month, so I'm super excited. Next, I buddy read Losers by Harley LaRue. I gave this a 3.5. I'm not sure if I would change my rating, maybe to a 3 or maybe like even a 3.25. I just feel like there was like really no plot to this at all. It was just like her and the boys, which we love, the reverse harem, but there really wasn't much going on. I feel like the last couple of chapters, I feel like my washing machine is so loud. I don't know, my washing machine is so loud, so if you hear that, I'm sorry. But I feel like the last couple of chapters picked up more because I guess like the plot is supposed to be like about one of the males named Mason, like his dad. I don't really know, it just kind of left off at a cliffhanger at the end somewhat. So I feel like that would have made book 2 more like plot heavy, not heavy in a sense because it's still smut, but like it gives it more of a plot. But I haven't picked up book 2, which me and the girl that buddy read this, we just recently talked about reading part 2 together this month as well. So we'll see how that goes. Next, I read 1,000 Broken Pieces by Tilly Cole. That was not highly anticipated because I had just hopped on to 1,000 Boy Kisses and really enjoyed that one. And then I read this with high hopes and I didn't really enjoy it. I feel like it was just kind of like blah. It just wasn't as good as book 1. So we just couldn't compare. So I give it a 3-star. We're gonna move on. Next, I read All These Little Raindrops by Mia Sheridan, and this was the romantic suspense, romance, whatever. This was that one, and this was really freaking good. Like, me and Karina buddy read this, and I feel like you're gonna hear her name because a million times because we buddy read so much together now. But we buddy read this, and we were both like, what the hell are we reading? Like, it was Saw, but like in a book. Literally, like the torture, the people like being somewhat connected somehow. Like, it was just so good. Literally the scenes were from Saw. Like, they're caged up and they have like something to use to help free them. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was so good, better than I expected. Not even anything that I was expecting, because I didn't even know that it was like this type of vibe. It just threw me off the wall, especially for Mia Sheridan. I just didn't know at all. So I gave that 4 stars. Really, really loved it. Probably would give it like a 4.5 because that was really good. Next, I buddy read The Ever Queen, which is book 2 in, I don't remember what the series is called, but it's The Ever King and then The Ever Queen. I gave this a 3-star. I enjoyed it, but not as much as the first one. I feel like the first one could be just like a standalone. This one was good, but again, I just love the enemies to lovers and like the roller coaster you go on of being enemies and then all the things you experience and go through to then become lovers and the angst and the build-up. So nonetheless, it was okay. 3 stars. Next, I read Triced 6 Venom by Penelope Douglas. Did not enjoy this, and I've had this book for like ever and I never read it. But with her new book, what's it called, 5 Brothers, it's supposed to be like one of the characters in that book, or the female main character in that book is like mentioned in this book or introduced in this book. So I decided to read that first and then read that next, and I hated this so much that I didn't even bother reading that one. Didn't like it. There was no plot, nothing really happened. It was just weird. Like, I was just like reading pages and I'm like, what the hell is, what's the point of all of this? So that got a 2.5 star. Maybe it could go down to a 2. Next, I read a urban fiction which was called A Rich Man's Wife by Jessica, I can't see her last name, but I feel like it's Watkins or something like that. I gave this a 4-star because, girl, the tea was teeing, piping hot, spilling over, burning. It was wild. It was a wild ride. It's pretty short. I think it's like under 300 pages, like 200 and something pages, but it was really good. I'm still wanting to get book 2 to continue it because, child, there was a lot going on in that book. Next, I read another Frida McFadden book, The Inmate. Did not enjoy this. This was, it was okay, but like I already kind of knew where it was going. The end was already predictable. The like last chapter, or like how the epilogues usually like give like the big reveal or the big twist, I guess, per se, like, you know, the reveal of what really happened or the confession, whatever. It wasn't a surprise. Like, I read it and I was like, oh yeah, I thought we already knew that by all the context clues and like contents. So this got a 3-star because I didn't really care for it too much. Next, I read None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. This is my, I believe, my first Lisa book. But guys, now this was good. This was a 4-star for me. The ending, unwell. Just the whole book, I'm like, bro, she's crazy. Like, what are we doing here? She's nuts. And then everything she did, I'm just like, are we not all on the same board that she's crazy? Like, why are we being Captain Save-A-Ho and like trying to help this girl? Like, she's nuts. So this definitely had me like on the edge of my seat and not really knowing who was what, who was telling the truth, what is really going on. This was a good one. I really enjoyed that one. Next, I believe, oh, next was my sci-fi read. I buddy read this with Karina as well, and we read the Hail Mary Project by Andy Weir. This one was really good. I gave this a 4-star. It was definitely very different than my normal reads. I think this was my first sci-fi book, but it was really good. The story, I think there was a lot of sciencey talk and a lot of like spacey information that I didn't really understand, but like the storyline and like the overall picture of the plot and everything was so good, so heartfelt. I just really enjoyed it, and the ending was really nice. I don't really know how to describe it because I feel like if I'm telling you, I'm going to be kind of telling the story. But, you know, he's in space and he's stuck there and he's trying to save Earth. And he interacts with this thing. And, yeah, I guess he's trying to help him. I don't really know how to explain it. But it's really good. If you haven't, if you're looking to dabble into sci-fi, I think this is a great place to start. Again, there's a lot of sciencey math talk because math and science. But, like, when you get past that, the storyline is so good. I really enjoyed that. So again, I gave that 4-star. Then I read all my thrillers back to back. Then I read another thriller was When She Returned by Lucinda Berry. I can't see the last name, but I'm pretty sure that that's who that is. Gave this a 1.5 star. Should be a 1, but a 1.5 star. And this is the second book I read by this author that I did not like, so I'm kind of just like over her. But at first I'm like, okay, this seems interesting. Then by like halfway I'm like bored, and then like 60 to 70% I'm like, okay, I already know where this is going, what's about to happen. And then the ending comes and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So that was literally my emotions with that, so we can brush right past that part. Next was Taylor Jenkins Reid's After I Do. I gave this a 4.25 stars. This story was so good, so sad. Again, this is just something like, as an adult who is married, it's like you kind of put yourself in this predicament, or like, I can't imagine how that would feel. And I read this with Karina, and she's also married and an adult, and we both just shared that like pain of imagining feeling what they're feeling with your significant other. Like, that's so sad. So it was really good. It's such a good story though. I really loved it. I feel like Taylor Jenkins Reid, her books for me are always hitting. Like, I really enjoy her books. I have One True Loves, I gave 5 stars. I have Malibu Rising, I haven't read that yet, and Forever Interrupted, I tried reading it, but I really don't like books that start off like with the major like bad thing happens right in the first chapter, because then I'm like, well, what the heck is gonna, like, what's the point of the book? Like, we already know. So I know that one's more of like a grieving and healing and processing type of book, so I have to be ready for that. I know it's probably gonna be really good, but I just was not in the mood at the time. So Taylor Jenkins Reid for me right now is definitely a hit for me. Next I read in this series is book, I think this is book 3, and this is Lorenzo by Sadie, I don't know how to say her last name, and this is her Chicago Ruthless series. Oh, this is right there, book 3. Yeah, so I read this one. This is book, I gave this a 3.5, sorry. And I really enjoyed the series. Overall, the series is really good. This one was probably my favorite. Book 2, I don't know. it's kind of tied. Book 2 is up there. I think this is my favorite. Oh, no, maybe book 2 is my favorite and this one is second. I really enjoy it. This is a Grumpy Sunshine, I believe, trope. So this is more of a, this is mafia. I couldn't think. I was gonna say dark romance, but this is the mafia, and all the characters in the series intertwine with each other. The stories kind of continue. The plot line continues. And overall I just enjoyed it. Next I read this bad boy. It started this series. I was looking to hop into another big fantasy series. I haven't since Throne of Glass. I mean, I'm currently still in Zodiac Academy, but I feel like that fantasy is just different than these type of fantasies in my head. So I wanted to start another fantasy book with a new world and just get excited again, and this did it for me. I love this so much. I gave this a 4.5 star. The tension, the build, the world building, the characters, I just love it. So far I am eating this, so I think I finished it in 2 days, maybe 3, I don't know, but this was so good, and I've been itching to get into the second book, which is on my, I'm actually supposed to be starting that today, buddy reading this, because I buddy read this with my book bestie, and we are going to read the whole series together, I believe. So we're starting book 2 today. That's why I really wanted to finish up those other 2 books so I can focus back on this bad boy. So I'm super excited to get back into the world. I will be doing a reading vlog. I didn't vlog reading this first book, but best believe I will be vlogging the rest of like reading that whole entire series, because we're tandem reading those 2 series that she has, the Kingdom of Fire and Flesh as well. Is that the name of the series? That's the name of the second book. But Flesh and Fire, Fire and Flesh, you know what I mean. We're reading those series together. So next I read, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. Had to make sure I got that right. This was such a funny story. I actually feel like I could give it a higher rating. I gave it a 3.75, but like up there. This story was so funny. Like from the jump, they're so funny. They both have disabilities and they're just like roasting each other, and like the banter was amazing. Like I am literally kicking my feet up, laughing, giggling, blushing, like the whole 9. The story was so good. The first thing that pops in my head is, like, if you read this, the Halloween party that they're at in the beginning of the book, and when they first meet, and they're just like roasting each other and cracking jokes about their disabilities with each other, and it was just so funny. I'm like, I shouldn't be laughing at this, but like she's saying it, so like it's okay, right? Like I felt so wrong laughing, but they were so comfortable in their disability, and I just loved that so much. It was so good. The story was so good. Next I read, again in the same series of the Chicago Ruthless series. This is book 4, the last, I believe, the last book in the series. This one just came out recently. This is Enemies to Lovers, I believe. Revenge, strong female main character, giving I will cut you, I don't care, I don't need no man, but likes to play, you know. So it gave, and it's, I believe it's a reverse harem. Right? It's like, is reverse harem like, I feel like reverse harem, I think of reverse harem, I think of like 4 men and a woman. This is only 2. So like, does it qualify? I don't know, but it's MMF for sure, because they all do the damn thing. So it was a really good story. I really enjoyed that one. I gave that a 4 star. That one was really good. Next we have, we already know because I just mentioned this, but Binding 13. I just want to hold this. I'm like, damn, she thick. This is 600, oh that's not, well the words are super tiny, so 600 and something pages. But read this, I don't really feel like I need to explain anything about this because if you are on the internet, you know what the hell this is about. So I give this I think I gave this a, don't come for me, I want to say 4-star, but I'm also like maybe a 3.5 star, because I feel like I will give Keeping 13 a 4-star, maybe a 4.5 for sure. Then I read, guys, I'm kind of ashamed to mention that I read this, but this was like on a night I didn't have nothing to read. Nobody wanted to buddy read with me, okay? And I just wanted something to just read at night. I didn't have anything like in my Kindle to read at night, and I needed something short and quick and pointless, and that's what this story was. I got like a 2-star, and that was Squeak by, I don't even know who the story is by, but if I say Squeak, I feel like if you are on Kindle Unlimited or on any of the crazy book talk unhinged things, you know what it is. And I'm a little embarrassed to say I read it. It was stupid. It was really weird. Yeah, it was just weird. I don't think much happened. I just learned after reading that there's a sequel to it, but it's not a sequel, it's called the Squeakquel. I'm done. I don't even want to talk about it. 2-star. And then lastly, I finished off the month by reading book 6 in the Zodiac Academy, which was Fated Throne. I gave this one a 3.5 star. I do feel, now that I think about it, yeah, there was a lot of like slower parts. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot going on in the book. There's so many things happening at this moment in the story, and their families, and with Tori and Darcy, and the shadows, and all these things. There's so much happening, but for me, I'm like I just wanted to get back to a happy place. I can't really say much without spoiling it, because again, this is book 6. So anything I say, if you haven't read it, will be a spoiler. But there was just so much happening, and I kind of just wanted them to like figure that shit out already. So I gave it a 3-star. But again, I love this series so much. I'm unwell, and I need to get into book 7 ASAP. So I plan on reading that this month as well. But it just, I needed them to just figure their shit out so we can be okay and move on from these psychopaths. So that was everything I read in August, and that's pretty much it, I believe. So I hope you enjoyed this fun video. And yeah, if you've read any of these books, please let me know which one was your favorite. What was your favorite read in general in August? How many books did you read? What was your favorite of all time? What book did you not love in August? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.